We're going to talk about the herbs that's good for pain. Okay, so we already went into cayenne. We're not going to stay on cayenne, but we're going to talk about some pretty cool herbs that's really good for pain. Did you know mustard seed is really good for pain? That's right, that mustard you put on your hot dogs. Well, that helps not only with pain, but it also helps with digestion. So if you eat those foods, mustard is really good. But mustard is really good for reducing inflammation of the joints. Mustard used in a compress, a warm compress or a cream, reduces inflammation in your joints. So mustard is a really good herb for pain. We're going to go with everyone's favorite herb for pain. We already know what it is. It's turmeric. Okay? Turmeric is the showstopper in the world of inflammation. It has an active ingredient in it called curcumin. We know already how effective curcumin is. Curcumin has been shown to work better than non-steroidal NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Curcumin has been shown to be more effective than those. So your non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, curcumin is more effective. That means curcumin is more effective than Tylenol. Curcumin is more effective than aspirin. Curcumin is more effective than Bayer. Most of your medications out there, curcumin is more effective than. So the active ingredient that comes from turmeric for inflammation is curcumin. Extremely effective for pain and inflammation. You want to get curcumin? We're going to go through this real fast. You want to get curcumin? Okay? Curcumin is better than turmeric for inflammation. If you get turmeric, you want to make sure it's at least 95% standardized curcumin. You can get it with black pepper. That helps it absorb better. It's best to get it lipidly bound to fat. Is a brand out there that they use BCM 95. Okay, that's a one of the curcumin that's bound to fat. If you get curcumin, you want to make sure it's bound to fat. It absorbs way better. It's stronger that way, and you get much better results. So turmeric, number one showstopper for pain. Number two showstopper is Boswellia. Okay? Boswellia, better known as frankincense. Did y'all know that? Boswellia is frankincense. The botanical name for frankincense is Boswellia. So frankincense that you burn in your house, that you know, I think that they brought that to Jesus, right? Was it frankincense? The three kings was it frankincense, myrrh, and something else. I forgot that last thing. But frankincense is one of the scents that they brought to Jesus, you know, because it was time tested. It's known for its healing ability. It's known for its spiritual cleansingness and all that other stuff. But frankincense is one of the best, and Boswellia is one of the best for dealing with joint pain. Oh, Boswellia is excellent for inflammation. Excellent. It's really close to turmeric on how effective it is. You know, Boswellia reduces inflammation of the joints. It helps reduce inflammation in the bronchial tubes. So if you deal with things like asthma and bronchitis, Boswellia helps with that. Boswellia is really good for dealing with inflammation in the intestinal tract. So it's really good for people who deal with IBS and things like that. So Boswellia, really, really effective. You also can find it under the name of frankincense. If you use it as an oil, the frankincense oil, you want to massage a little bit with a carrier oil, maybe like a jojoba, or maybe like olive oil, or maybe coconut oil. Put a couple of drops of the frankincense oil, mix it with a little bit of coconut oil, massage it into your joints, will help reduce the pain. Devil's claw. We talked about this in the last thing when we talked about herbs, the unsung heroes, and we talked about cat's claw, and I said mix it with devil's claw. Devil's claw is an African herb. Devil's claw is a very, very good herb for dealing with arthritis pain. Did you know back in the day, the extract of devil's claw was a prescription in Europe for arthritis? The extract of devil's claw, the active ingredient found in devil's claw, was actually a prescription drug found in Europe used for arthritis pain. Devil's claw is one of the best as a blood cleanser, but excellent herb for dealing with pain. Okay? So devil's claw. White willow bark. I'm going to say it again. White willow bark. Really good for dealing with inflammation and arthritis pain. Now, why is white willow bark really good? Did you know aspirin is synthesized from white willow bark? Did you know that? The foundation for aspirin was synthesized from white willow bark. White willow bark has the ingredient that you find in aspirin. Okay? So, white willow bark is a natural pain reliever. Okay? Ginger is really good for dealing with inflammation and joint pain. It goes really well with turmeric, goes really well with devil's claw. Ginger is also a catalyst herb. A catalyst herb. Now, what do I mean by a catalyst herb? A catalyst herb, like as we explained with cayenne pepper, makes your other herbs work better. So when you take ginger with turmeric, works better. When you take ginger with cayenne, works better. When you take ginger with mustard, the mustard works better. When you take ginger with frankincense, the frankincense works better. So ginger acts as a catalyst for other herbs to work. And it is a natural anti-inflammatory. Ginger. Okay, we're going to talk about what I love, CBDs. CBDs. We talked about that too. CBDs, we went through the whole thing on how it has your endocannabinoid system and how CBDs function in the endocannabinoid system. CBDs are one of the best you can use for pain. You see the brothers who get it in. You see the sisters who get it in. They always chill. They relax. Nothing bothers them. They could be in back pain. Nothing. They have no problems. It's so effective. CBDs are so effective. That's one of the reasons why they legalized marijuana. Remember, one of the main reasons why they first legalized marijuana was pain reduction. They started with cancer victims who was smoking weed to help deal with inflammation. Then they found people who have really bad arthritis dealing with inflammation. The active ingredient that's found in it that helps them deal with that is CBD. So you can use CBD oil. You can drink it. You can put on your tongue. You can take a gummy of it. Or if you say, listen, I don't want no CBD. I don't trust it. I'm scared of it. I don't want to be high, even though it does not get you high at all. I don't want anything from the plant. I don't want to ingest it. No problem. You have CBD receptor sites on your skin. You massage it into your knees. Your body's going to take it in and reduce that inflammation in that area. If you take it internally, it affects inflammation everywhere. If you rub it on, it affects inflammation where you have the pain at. Your knees is bothering you. You've been breakdancing. You've been flipping. You've been doing things. You've been spinning on your knees. Or you just got old man Arthur. Rub CBD oil or cream on your knees. You should feel much better. Okay? Now, I'm going to give y'all some ones that you probably never thought about. St. John's Wort. Now, we talked about St. John's Wort as an antiviral and all of the antidepressant when we did the thing on, we did the podcast on mental health. St. John's Wort is excellent. But did you know St. John's Wort is really good for dealing with nerve pain? People who deal with sciatica, St. John's Wort will help you. You're dealing with a little bit of arthritis, but it's mainly focused on nerve pain. St. John's Wort is really good for dealing with nerve pain. Okay? Another good one is poppy seeds. That's right, poppy seeds. The stuff that you get off of your bagel. Poppy seeds are really good for dealing with pain. And it makes sense. Poppy has a small amount of opioids in it. And a very small amount. But if you make a tea, you won't get high off of it, so don't think that. But it actually has things in there to cut the pain receptor sites. So poppy seeds are really, really, really good for dealing with pain. Borage oil. Now, borage seed oil. Now, you heard of omega-3s. Borage is actually rich in omega-6. Now, you're going to say, I do. Now, you just told me, don't use omega-6. Yes, don't use a lot of omega-6 when you are inflamed, right? But borage oil has a cousin of omega-6 called GLA, gamma-lanolinic acid. Okay? Gamma-lanolinic acid. Gamma-lanolinic acid is not like your typical omega-6s. Okay? It's like your cousin who wants to hang with the big cousin, the omega-3. I want to be just like you. Even though I'm in this family right over here, even though I'm with the Wilsons, I want to be with the Johnsons. Okay? So he's a part of the Wilson group. The Wilsons are the omega-6. The Johnsons are the omega-3. So he rolls more with the Johnsons. He like to hang around with the Johnsons. Yeah, that's my family over there. The omega-6s are my family. But I like to roll with you omega-3s over here. Okay, y'all doing something good. I like you. I want to figure out how you do what you do, and I want to copy it, and I want to be something like you. So Borage Oil has in there omega-6 called GLA. It likes to copy somewhat of omega-3. It says, I don't want to be like my cousin the Wilsons over here. I don't want to cause you pain. I want to be like the Johnsons. I want to turn off the pain. So Borage Oil has that GLA that likes to turn off pain. So it's an omega-6. It's another type, or it's a cousin of omega-6 that turn off inflammation. Okay? So we're going to make sure that we look at Johnson's. The Borage Oil is like the Johnsons. They ain't the Wilsons over here. And I ain't talking bad about the Wilsons because the Wilsons is needed. But Borage Oil wants to hang with the Johnsons. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about skullcap. This is another herb, and then I'm going to finish up. Skullcap. Another good herb for dealing with inflammation and pain. It actually relaxes you and calms you down and things like that too. So skullcap also works too. And another good one. I'm trying to think of another good one that we can use. We talked about cat's claw last week. Cat's claw is another great herb that helps deal with inflammation and joint pain. Really good. Now, I told y'all before, when it came down to immunological issues, cat's claw is really good for boosting the immune system and things like that. But cat's claw is excellent when you mix it with devil's claw for arthritis. It can compete up against Boswellia. It's that effective. Cat's claw and devil's claw together, man, great herb, great herb. Now, there's some unsung heroes, some other good herbs that's really good for arthritis. They're not as strong as these herbs, but they still work. I'm going to give you two. Burdock root. Burdock root is excellent for dealing with arthritis. Okay? And yucca. That's right. When you eat those yucca fries and all them other things, if you actually take the yucca itself and you make tea with it, yucca also turns off inflammation. When you fry it, it does not. It causes you pain. When you make tea out of it, the yucca root, it actually helps you with pain. Burdock root is also another good product, that's another good herb that helps you deal with arthritis and inflammation.